Let's see here. Are we live? Oh, there we go. We are indeed live.
Oh, good morning.
There you go. Chat will appear here.
Perfect.
Kathy Hibbler
Good morning,
says hello.
Kathy.
All right, are we good?
We're good.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem.
Good morning. Can you see and hear okay? Good morning. This is kind of a new system setup. I just want to make sure everything's working before I get started. Looks like we're here. Let's see. This camera. I see the machine and hear you. Perfect. Let me make sure that this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we have a whole new thing here. So all I do is like touch the screen and it should change. Let's see. I'm on a little bit of a delay. That's quite a delay. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. And then my little ironing station here. Let's make sure all the cameras are working. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's see how that angle is. Lori Holt Quilt, our 4th house, coming right along. All right. Okay, it looks like everything's working good. All right, thank you, Kathy. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another A1 Sew Along. Gonna have some fun making a Lori Holt house. We are making the birdhouse this morning. Let's see. The birdhouse. This one here. We're starting on page 30. It starts on page 30 in the book. And we're going to jump right in. I have my medium cutaway hooped. I have pre-wound bobbin in. And for the first couple of stitches, I'm just going to use a creamy white color because it's not going to show. Trash ring. Okay. Now, let's go back over here. Hopefully you got the, let's see, touch of a button there. Did I do it? Yeah. And I think I know how to zoom in and everything. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. It's kind of sideways. Is it sideways? I'm waiting for it to show up on the live. I got a little bit of a delay here. So bear with me. This is all kind of new. Here are the cutting instructions that I came up with. And this is what I'm going to be going through. It tells you which step you need, which fabric, and what size to cut it and all of that. Hopefully you got that. If you didn't get this, I think it's on the A1 website. If you can't find it, then just email Jeannie and I know she'll send it to you. I also put on which step and which color I'm using of thread, what type of thread. I'm using all kinds of thread because I'm just using whatever I have in my staff. Good morning, Dudica. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. Okay, so this is pretty helpful, I think. Let's see if I know how to go back. And you can see here that I have all of my little pieces cut according to this and labeled. I don't have like pretty labels. I just use little scraps of paper, whatever's handy. And that way I can quickly find the piece I need when it comes time for sewing it on there. Okay, so that's just my little system. I've got, you know, my threads at the ready, in order, all of that, so I can just kind of smoothly move along. Let's go ahead and thread my needle. Is anybody sewing today? It's not intimidating, Dudica. It's if you especially if you get this cutting, the cutting in the book is a little hard to follow, which is why I came up with this cutting guide, because number one, I had you using way too much for each thing, and yeah. So this way, we're not wasting as much fabric. And we'll have lots of leftovers for fun stuff, like a matching pillow or, you know, something like that. That would be fun. And then for the sashing, down here is the cutting for the sashing. We'll be doing at least one sashing block. We'll see how quickly we get through it. Valentina, you're new here. Well, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. That's awesome. All right. So let's get started, shall we? Let's move over to the machine. Just the tap of a button here. Let's see. Done. And then we'll go to the machine. You can see, I'll let you see my screen. You can see it's loaded. I have the house and I have the two sashing that we're going to do. We do a house and 2 sashing every month. And then in 12 months we'll be done. On the 12th month we'll do all of the little sashing that goes in between the blocks and the borders and all that kind of stuff, which will be fun. And then we'll be all done. And there are 2 sizes to this project. They have a wall hanging size and they have a lap size. The wall hanging uses a 6x10 hoop and makes the houses and everything just a little smaller. And the lap size uses 8 by 12, and that's what I'm using. I'm making the lap size. I figured go big or go home, right? Yes, I just answered your question. I'm making the lap size, 8 by 12. And there are some updates if you haven't started this yet. If you go to Riley Blake, again on my cutting instructions, there is the link that where you can go to get the updates that Riley Blake has furnished. I think all the sashing blocks on each size has an update, and a few of the houses have an update block. So you might want to check those out before you start, of course. All right. Great. So let's get started. Let's go to the needle. Let's see. I'm going to push set, embroidery. Okay. There we go. All right. Here we go. Whoa. It's moving my computer. Hold on. It's going to do a straight line. I'm so glad that did not fall. Oops, sorry. And let's make sure that's not going to hit. I think we're safe there. Okay. Are we still good? I bumped the camera. Okay, so we just have a straight line here. I know it's hard to see. So we are going to take our first two. We need fabric Q, which is the grass, and fabric C, which is the background. Okay. And let's take these off. Put them over there. So we are going, oops, again. We're going to line this up. We're going to line the bottom of our C fabric, our background, with that line that it just stitched. Okay. I have a little fold in there. Okay. And then we're going to take our grass here, and we're going to put it face down, right sides together, and we're going to line that up with that line on the bottom. Okay. And then it's going to sew those two together. See my camera. Okay, I'll just hold it. Okay, so now we need to fold this back here. And I just take it to the iron and give it a quick little iron. My iron should be on. So I'm going to take it out carefully. There we go. Move you over here. I just have a little ironing station set up here. I have a little Panasonic cordless, which is nice. Fits in a hoop. Okay. There we go. And we'll go back over to the machine. Good morning, NorCal's Quilter. How are you? It's a beautiful morning, isn't it? The weather's getting so nice. Sunny Florida. And machine issues. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rhonda. No, I'm not having any. Oh. Not yet.
We sing the day.
Not yet. Give me time. Oh yeah, I had to restitch the first block, and I think I just cut it wrong. At the end, when we cut this, it can be a little confusing. I'll show you. Okay, what's next? Let's look at our book. I don't think we need to change the thread color. We're going to do a placement line for fabric A, which is our house. Oh no, we're just going to do a box around. We're just going to do a box. This is a stitch you take out later. And it just kind of helps it. It's just a little basting box around the whole thing. Okay. So there we go. Now we're going to do the placement line for the house. I'm still going to use the white. I'm not going to change the color yet. Yes, I know. Well, you know what? Set up a little table outside. Sometimes I do my cutting in my backyard. I just set up a little table and cut for, especially if I'm like cutting Minky or something that's like messy. I'll cut that outside. Okay, we need fabric A, which our fabric A is this material right here. I know it's kind of hard to see. It's even hard for me to see. Okay. And I cut that just big enough. Okay. Let's just make sure we're in there. And this is our little house. Yes, we're going to have a beautiful day. All right, I'm going to take it out so I can cut around that. Not much to cut. This camera's kind of in my way, but I should be able to. Try and cut on the bed here. Oh, Oh, not much to cut. I didn't leave a whole lot. I want to cut this one a little bigger. It fits, I promise. Oops, moved the camera, but not the one we're looking at. Okay. All right. That should be good. What's next? I'm still not going to change the color because we're doing another placement line. And this is for our fabric 00. Let's find 00 here. That's this fabric here. Oh, my hand's in the way there, sorry. It's this fabric. All right.
She asked me to add it so that I can ship with it. I'll add it.
We're going to line that up with that. Just kind of line it up in the middle. I don't tape very often. And I'm always sticking my hands in the field. Okay, I'm going to iron that down. Go. Okay. Gotta remember to move the camera, huh? Okay, so just a quick little. I do have SF 101 on the back of all of my pieces. So they have a little more body. Doesn't call for you to do it for each thing. And in the book, I'll show you in a minute. Here, I can show you now. In the book, in the beginning, when they all the cutting instructions, it has a little symbol. Has a little symbol. Let's see if I can zoom in. 3 little dots, control, and then we'll zoom in here. There's a little symbol here. See, I could probably bring it up a little closer, but it'll have that little iron. And it'll tell you, you know, on each piece. Some of them have it, some of it don't. Which to put, but I put it on everything. I just put it on everything. Okay, back to the machine. What's next? Let's see. Well, that's done in house. Here we go. Next step. Okay, still going to use the white. It's just going to tack down this piece here, this side of the house. And then I want you to trim around that. Sorry if my hand gets in the way here. Okay. Back in the hoop. What are we doing now? Okay, so now we're going to change the color to our first color, and that is on step 9. And I am using this Exquisite 904. It's like a, I don't know. I thought it matched really well with these colors. So I'm going to change my thread. Okay. There's a little cutter. There you go. All right. So now I think we're going to do some satin stitching, some decorative stitching around the edges here. The most challenging part of this I would say figuring out what the actual size of the fabric that I need. That's quite a chore. And what I do is I print out. I have Essentials, which is free software. Well, they have a free version. But that gives you bring in a design and it gives you the ability to print it out to size. And so I print it out and then I measure each little piece that takes an applique piece and then I, put it down on my paper and then that's how I cut all my pieces. And I have to do that with each house. And some of the sashing, because they've got some little pieces too. That's kind of challenging. Other than that, in the end, cutting it 11 by 11 for this size, for the lap size, the finished block is 11 by 11. And there is a ruler that Lori Holt has. It's actual 11 by 11, but you measure from the line where the grass meets the background, and it's a very specific measurement, and on that ruler it's really hard to see. I actually put washi tape where I needed to line it up because that was my biggest problem. I cut like 3-4 blocks wrong, and I was just like, okay, I need to solve this problem because I have to redo those blocks. Once you cut them wrong, it's game over. Background quilting, yeah. I mean, you could do it before You could do it before, well, it may not be in the grass. You know, you have in your block in this size, you will have 2 3/4 inch worth of grass here. I mean, I know. I thought about that too. You know, I took a finished block, one that I cut wrong, and I did the whole, where I scanned it into I have a Solaris, and I scanned it into my Solaris, and then I did the outline in IQ Designer, and then I put the fill in behind it, and that looked okay, you know. It was really hard to get into some really tiny places, but you really couldn't tell. I don't have that block with me. I can bring it next time and I can show you what it looks like. I just did it was just a test. So I just did a stippling, which I probably would have made either larger or not done, or do something different. But other than that, I don't know, unless you take these 2 pieces and you quilt them before you even start this. You quilt them, you know, with a little bit of batting. Yeah, that might work. I don't know. But you would have to do these 2 pieces separate. Okay, what is next? Now we're going to do a placement line for the roof. And for the roof, the color I have for thread is this 412. Exquisite 412. It's kind of a brown. And the fabric is I. We need fabric I, which is this fabric. Cute fabric. I think that's one of my favorites. So I'm going to change my thread. I'm just going to do a stitch in the ditch, I think. I think that's what I'm going to do. And that's just to, you know, hold the back on to it. And I think I'm just going to, you know, let the blocks speak for them. But I have seen people, I guess it's pretty easy to do the smaller one because the whole thing fits in the hoop somehow. I don't know how she did it, but she put it on our Facebook page. If you search our Facebook page, you know, maybe search Hometown, her block will come up. She's doing the smaller one. She's doing the wall hanging, but she figured out how to do background quilting, and it looked so cute. And she put in there, I think, how she did it too. Okay, so now we're going to do the placement line for the roof. Get our fabric ready. Yeah, look that up. It's really cute. She did such a good job. I don't remember who it was, but I was just like, wow. I wish I could figure out how to do it on the big one. I'm sure there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way, right? So now we're just going to tack this down, and then we're going to cut. Okay. With that string. I guess I don't want it that bad. Okay, there, got it. Okay, what is next? We are turning the page. Okay, so we're going to do a placement line for the door. And I believe I'm using the same color. I'm using the same color because the door is brown too. The door and the chimney. So I'm just going to leave this brown in. And we need our F fabric, just this one. Okay, so cover these up. And it's going to do them both at the same time, so I want to tape. Lay them both down. It's just going to go from one to the other. Well, there you go, Rhonda. That's, yeah. It's a few extra steps, but I bet it looks amazing. You'll have to put a picture of that on Facebook. Part of our group. Are you part of the A1 Sew Along, it's called, Facebook group? I would love to see it. If I can get that. I'm going to take this out. What's next? What are we doing next? We are on step 14, and we're going to do some, let's see, do I change to a different brown on this? Oh, yeah. Good, good. You're moving right along.
This too.
All right.
Okay. Feel free to shop while you're here and just tell them you can.
Thank you.
Be like, Jeannie knows. Jeannie knows. I do what I want.
Call her. All right, drive careful. Jeannie's going to Utah today. Driving to Utah. Let's see, what step are we on? We are on step 14. And for 14, I still have the brown, the same brown. So we're going to leave that in. And it's going to do some satin stitches. Oh, you can't find a Facebook group. A1 Sew Along. A1. If somebody knows, I don't have my phone in front of me, and I'm really boxed in here. I can't get out. But maybe if you do a search for A1 Sew Along, A1 Vacuum, A1 Vacuum and Sewing. I'm not sure if all that's in the name, but that would probably narrow it down. I should have little notes on that, and the stuff that I can't remember. If somebody walks by, I'll flag them down and ask them. What is the name of the Facebook group?
A1 back in, I don't know.
I know. So long.
I think it's our,
Yeah, they're saying they can't find it. Would you hand me my phone? I
Yes.
can look it up.
yes.
Thank
Don't you love it when you're in the inside booth and you're like, I can't get
I can't get out.
Can you get
Everybody help me. Let's see. It is called A1 Reno Sew Along Group. So A1 Reno, R-E-N-E-O, R-E-N-O, R-E-N-O. I know how to spell Reno. A1 Reno Sew Along Group. And it is a fun group. There's a lot of smart people on that group. You get a lot of good ideas on that group. You're very welcome, Lori. I hope you join our group. What is after this? Let's see. This, we're going to put the little top on the top of the door. What is that called? An awning? Is that called an awning? So fabric W. Get that ready. That's this fabric here. W. Okay. That's our next one. We're going to leave the brown in. We're still on the brown. Oh, you couldn't really see it here. I have quite the delay. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to do the placement line for that. No, you're too high or too low. Well, you know what? I can look over here, right? This is the one we need. There we go. Fabric W. We're going to trim that. Okay. And what's next? Placement for the bird. We're on step 17. Let's see if I change the color. I should. Let's see. Oh. Well, I guess I don't have to, because it won't show. It'll be covered up, and it's dark enough, I think. I'm just going to leave the brown in. And we're going to get fabric J ready. Fabric J. This fabric right here. Okay. Our little bluebird. Cute little bluebird. I'm still going to leave the brown in. That'll be all covered up. You can change to a blue if you feel the need. I think it'll be okay. And you know, if I don't have to change the color as often, that's kind of a win, right? Okay, I'm going to have to take this out because I got some curves. Get in here.
No, that's fine. I already took care of vanilla. Yeah, I already got her taken care of.
Okay. There's our little bird. What's next? Okay, let's see what's next. Put that down. The wing. We're gonna do the wing. I'm still gonna leave the brown in. I think we'll be fine. And we need fabric AA. Little piece of AA here. Can you see that? Is that enough light? Is that like super dark? It's kind of dark on my screen. Okay, that's the one we need for the wing. Okay. Do our trimming. Okay. Surely I need to change the color now, right? And I do. We're going to do the little beak and the legs. So I'm going to change my thread to Exquisite 763. It's this kind of an orangey yellow. Pretty. That's the one I'm going to use. Okay, beak and legs for our little birdie. These houses are so cute. to do our decorative stitch around our bird. And let's see what color I'm using for that. 763. Looks like I'm using an Isacord 3631. Put it in my bag here. Third, 3631. That color right there. And then for around the wing, I have this darker blue. It's actually Glide, and it's called Marlin. So I have these two blues for my bird. We're going to use the lighter blue first. Isacord 3631. And in case you missed, you know, a color I used or something, it's all on that sheet with the cutting instructions. Okay. There we go. We're moving right along. Next is the wing. Do satin stitch around the wing. Oh, it's a pretty stitch. It's not just a satin stitch. I don't know if I can zoom in there. You can kind of see the stitch. See the stitch a little better. It's cute. Okay. I'm going to change to our darker blue. Again, this is Glide. It's called Marlin. Okay. Go around the wing. And what's next? Turn the page. Go to page 32. Step 24. Our next color change is Icy Cord 0642. It's from that. This one. I'm going to put this one in. Next color. It's going to do its little eyeball. There's our little bird. Okay, so I'm going to change to this color. I'm just going to, this is the next color that I'm going to need, but I'm going to use it for like the placement lines and everything for the trees. We're going to be doing the trees next. Could put a green in, but I don't like to change color or change thread, or I like to change it as little as possible. So I'll just put the next color I need in. And it's going to do the outline or placement line for our tree, and we're going to need fabric K, just this fabric. Our little tree. And I'm just going to leave that brown in. Well, you're on the, let's see, oh wait. Zoom back out so you can see what I'm doing. This is fabric K. We're going to trim around that. Okay. Okay. The next thing, I think it's going to do the outline for the other tree on the other side. Just going to leave that brown color in. And we need fabric H. This is our fabric H. Okay. You know, make this go even faster. Somebody was saying that you could, I don't have a scan and cut, but you could, you know, scan and cut all these pieces. Which would make it a lot quicker. You wouldn't have to do all this trimming. Okay, I didn't have to take that out. All right, what's next? Okay, so now it's going to do like the tree trunks and the branches, or just a tree trunk. We're on step 28. Tree trunk, and then we're going to a green. What step is that? That is step 29, and for step 29 I have an exquisite 950. Oh, there it is. Exquisite 950 is this green, this light green. It's going to be our next color. Okay. Now it's going to do the decorative stitch around the trees. All right, here we go. How's everybody doing? So next week, I think it's a week from today, I'm going to be stitching out freestanding lace earrings from OESD. Let's see what day that is. That is on, that's on the 8th. Should be Thursday the 8th. I'll be stitching out those earrings, and we're going to learn how to use that tool that will put some pretty sparkly gems on there. That's going to be a fun class. I hope you all join me. It's the 8th, freestanding lace earrings. And we're going to bling them up. It's going to be fun. You don't have to sign up or anything. It'll be just like this. Just if you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, you can click on the little bell, and then it'll let you know when this channel goes live. Or whenever they post a video and all that. You can sign up. If you sign up on the website, it's free. On the A1 website, you can sign up for the sew along, and then she'll send you like a supply list and everything you will need if you want to sew along. Next after this, let's see, we're on step we're on step 29, and we're going to need our isocord brown again. We're going to need this color again after this. brown in. Okay. Zoom in a little bit. Maybe you can see this decorative stitching. Really got some pretty stitches going on. What's next? It's going to be the placement line for the windows. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm using this creamy white. It's Isacord 0670. I'm going to use that around the window. So I'm going to put that in now. Here we go. Well, you're so welcome, Sylvia. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you joining. Okay, we're going to do a placement line, and we're going to get our fabric ready. And our fabric for the window is fabric G. So it's just like the background, only has yellow little flowers. Super cute, super cute. Okay. That is pert near impossible to see, but I'll go by Braille. See, there's the end of that one. Okay, I think I got it all. Okay, now we're going to cut around these. You know, once you get a couple of these under your belt, you kind of get the routine down. And you really only have to think about the cutting in the end. Well, I know that's where I can mess up. Okay. But they really do come together nicely. I think I will make a few of these houses into little pillows. I think they're so cute. Put some little borders around. Okay, we're going to do the outline of the windows. That's good, Chris. I'm glad I could help you get through your work day. Yeah, have some little matching pillows to go with your quilts. You know, you could probably, you know, put some borders around there and get a good 12-inch pillow. Well, even larger than that because you're cutting this 11 by 11, so you could get a, I don't know, what's the next size? Maybe do a couple of borders and maybe get a 16-inch. Get a 16-inch pillow out of that. That'd be cute. Pick your favorite house. I don't have a favorite house yet. Somebody said their favorite house was the pineapple house, and it is cute. It's the last one in the book. It is super cute. I'll make a couple of pillows for somebody for like a housewarming gift. That'd be, I would love to get that as a housewarming gift. You could even like embroider along the bottom or something, or in the border, like, you know, established 2025 or something. Somebody's new home. Make it the colors of their house. Be cute. After the windows, let's take a look. Looks like we're going to do little bushes out in front. Let's see what color I have for that. Exquisite 988. Exquisite 988 is this color right here. Obviously one of my favorites. I'm always so proud of myself when I use a whole spool of thread. What's going to be our next color? fabric left for our little bushes out front. That's fabric R. Get that fabric ready to go. Okay, let's change to our green. Okay. There we go. Get our fabric ready. Last little piece. I think it cut that very well. Okay. Cover that up. Go. Okay, check this out. There we go.
They're nice. It just doesn't hurt their hands to do. Right. You know, so it can, but those, we do the same thing, but the leaf itself is very small, but I don't know if I would.
Okay. Go. It's got a big chunk here. You have to cut your grass. Okay. Now it's gonna do the outline around the bushes. Step 36. Step 37, we're going to use, what color did I have? 628. BS, so I'm going to squeeze it 628. Let's see what color that is. Let's see this one. It's going to go around the roof and the top of the door with this color. Oh, that sounded bad. Oh no. Okay. Check upper thread. I don't think it's the upper thread. I think it's the needle. I'm afraid to cut. Okay. I don't know if I can take this out because the needle's like in there. I'm not going to cut. Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. Well, you know, wouldn't be so long with me if we didn't break a needle or two. No idea why that happened. Okay. Let me find some needles. Needles. Here we go. What's this now? Oops. Oops. A twin needle. Well, no, this isn't. Let me find 7010. No, I don't want that. Serger. Okay. Well, we're going to go with this. Oh. 7511. 7511 anti-glue embroidery needle. That's what I'm going to put in here. Let's see, I want to make sure it's all the way up. Okay. Tighten it up. Okay, I'm gonna redo this just in case. All right. All right. Oh, you know what? There's still a hunk of needle in here. There. Did I get it? No. Hold on. I don't have any tweezers with me. Oh, wait, I do. Okay. Yeah. No. There it is. Got it. All right. Now I think we're safe. There we go. Yeah. I'm going to go back. I'll show you. I don't know if you guys... Well, I'm sure you know, but we push the minus. I'm only going to go back maybe 10. I'll go back 20. And then I'm going to say okay. And then go back here. And rethread. I gotta rethread. All right. Fingers crossed. Okay. Yeah, I know. I think I've broken a needle. You know, to be fair, I didn't change the needle before I started, and I don't know, you know, how used that needle was. But I should just get in the habit of putting in a new needle before I start. Oh yeah, a broken needle, nothing to cry about. It happens all the time. It's much happier now. for this. We're doing let's get 37. We're going to be putting this in. It's going to go around the roof and the chimney and the top of the house. I don't know if I said that already. That's the color on deck. And we're almost done with this block. I should get a cutting station ready to go here. All right. Our brown ready to go. This stitch takes a few minutes. I'm going to go find me a cutting board and get ready to cut our block. I'll be right back. It is a cute block, isn't it, Rhonda? They are all so cute. They've all been so cute. And they're a lot of fun to stitch out. Nothing too complicated. Station ready to go. I'm getting my 6x10 hoop ready for sashing. The sashing is super cute too. So, make sure you can hear me. Show you this is Lori Holt's Cute Cuts Trim It ruler, and this is what I'm going to use to trim the block up. It's exactly 11 inches, and it's nice because I tried to use a regular ruler and I just couldn't get it really centered, and this really helps with that. But this is the tape I put down because you've got to go up 2 3/4 inches from that seam between the background and the green, the grass. And they're just these ever so slightly looking dots, and I don't even know if I can even get it. Maybe these cameras can get it better, but you can see I got kind of a glare. I don't know if you can see those teeny itty bitty dots. Let's see. But they're just, I mean, I can hardly see them up close. There's some lines and some dashes that are perfectly clear, but then they've got these teeny tiny dots in there. And that's what you need to use to measure where you cut. And like I said, I cut wrong so many times that I just put that tape on there to help me. line it up. And it did make a difference on the last one. So that is my suggestion, to somehow mark that. And after this, we put in our gray, this color here. This is Floriani 4613. And this will go in our little stoop in front of our door. That's our last little bit. All right, let's put in our gray.
Aren't they good? Aren't they great?
Yes, so nice. So nice to, yeah, not have to move the cameras around.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good shot too.
Yeah, yeah, I'd like that one to show a little more of that, but I'll figure it out.
Well, that one probably could have gone. So I think that one goes higher, but that one doesn't bend as well.
Oh, yeah, I
Or
moved it
you
up a
actually
little
could
bit.
have done the tripod behind it,
Oh, right, yeah.
because I can get that one pretty low.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all just finding your jam.
Yes. Yeah.
But it is much easier.
Oh my gosh, yes. Probably easier on you guys too when we're not having to swing the camera around here and there. Get y'all busy. Okay. Do our little stoop here and we'll be done. Pretty sure we'll be done. Let's check the book. Say anything? Yep, step 38 is the last step. This block was 33,392 stitches. And it took us just about 2 hours. There it is. Happy music. All right, let's go over to the cutting table. Oops, put my stuff on here. All right. So I'm going to tangle my feet. Hold on. There we go. Okay. I'm going to take it out of the hoop. So let's see. I know that the view isn't perfect here. I'm going to try and get the important parts in the film. So this is my washi tape, and the top of this washi tape is what I need to line up with this line right here, where the grass meets the background. Okay, and I need to center it. And how I'm going to do that? Okay. If you're doing this, I really suggest getting this ruler. This ruler is a lifesaver. Let me get my cutter, my rotary cutter. Okay. I'm on a Martelli swivel thing here, which is really nice to have too. So I'm going to line that up there. And I'm going to cut, trying not to move. I got some things in my way here, but make sure I didn't move. Make sure I didn't move. There, I moved a little bit. Let me move back. Ooh. This whole thing here. Okay. Okay, let's see if I got it all. All right. I would. So now we've got our 11 by 11 block. Try and move it around so you can see it all. I don't know how to zoom it out a little bit, but I will learn for next time. What do you guys think? Isn't it cute? Yeah, the bird and its wing. So cute. You know, that Lori Holt hometown, all of these fabrics are just fabulous. So now, because I used cutaway, I did not use tearaway. I just cut, you know, what I can away here, like so. Now here, you can't, because we've sewed it down to this seam. So if we try and take out, the cutaway out of that, we're gonna unpick this here, and we don't want to do that. Okay, so we just go around that. So I'm just gonna take. I also have I still have my basting stitch, so I would take that out first, and then I would just cut around. Just cut around my, as close as I can to, you know, and then that way I don't have a whole lot of this cutaway in my quilt in the end. So there we go. Block number 4 done. a little bit of ironing, and it'll be perfect. Okay, let's move on to some sashing. So I have my 6x10 hooped with my medium weight cutaway. Let's move to the screen here. You know, these sashings would be really cute to incorporate into a pillow also. So we're going to say okay, we're done with that one. We're going to go to the home button. Let's make sure you can see the whole thing here. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay. All right, so we're going to go to the home. We're going to say okay. I'm going to go to embroider. I still have my USB in there. And we're 2 sashings. I think I'm going to do this one. And we're going to set. And we're going to embroider. Okay. The sashing has more stitches than our house block. It has 34,270. So these sashings are, they're pretty much 100% stitches. So they're pretty stitch intensive, but they're gorgeous. Gorgeous. I have, let me show you. I have one done out. I have one stitched out. This one here. Aren't they cute? Little flowers in the blocks. Isn't that cute? Yeah. So we're going to stitch that one out. I love the colors of the house too. All right. So again, on our cutting instructions, I think this is sashing. Which sashing is this? Let's look. Let's find what page it's on. In our book, this is, I think it's either 19 or 20. Let's find out. So I think it's hoop 20, sashing unit number 8. And I have down all the colors that I'm going to use on mine. Let's start with white though, because we're just going to put down our background fabric. Okay, put our white in. And I will show you the fabric we need for our sash. But all the cutting instructions for that are on the spreadsheet. I'll come over here. So we're going to do this one. Okay, so we need a little piece of the background. This background's cute. It's got like dress patterns on it. Isn't that cute? So cute. Okay, and then we need a couple of these. And then this one has this background and this background. And this is going to go on there like that. Okay, so we have all of our pieces. Let's go to our book, and we're going to do a placement line. We're on page 80. On page 80, we've got our white in here, so let's start. We're going to do our placement line for our first piece. And so our first piece is this one and one of these. Uh-oh, am I frozen? No, I'm not frozen. Okay. These are the first two pieces we need. So we're going to put this one right side up, and we're going to line it up with that line we can barely see. I should probably use a different color than white, I guess. Okay. This one is going to go face down against that edge there, same edge. And we're going to get that seam going. Heat up your iron. Okay. I'm going to take it over to the iron. Just right here. And I'm just going to iron this down like so. Just so it stays. Yeah. Again, this Panasonic iron is very nice because it fits in our hoops. And for a cordless iron, it gets really hot. Okay. That's just to help it go where it's supposed to go. Let's go back to the needle. Okay. Now it's going to do just like a tack down line.
Bohl, mastery of the game.
That is critical thinking right there.
It's that color anyway.
Okay. Now the directions want you to trim like all the way around, but I only trim the bottom. If I can find my little scissors. What did I do with those? Oh, here. So I'm only going to trim this here. That's all you really need to trim, because you're going to square it up when it's all done anyway, so, you know, why fuss with cutting when you really don't need to. All right, next line. It's a placement line. Step number 4. For our second little middle part here. Okay, we're just going to line that up with the edge here. face down. Come on, face down. Okay. And go back to the iron. Give it a little, just give it a little press. Back to the needle. And it's just going to do a little tack down for this. And again, I'm just going to cut this part right here. See where it's going to go. Okay. Okay. And then it's going to do a placement line. Let's see, we're on 7. Placement stitch, yeah. For our second background. Oops, sorry. I don't know if it's directional or not. I don't think it is. Kind of goes in all different directions. So maybe I want the dress to go this way because they are just 5 by 5 square or 5.5. I don't remember what I cut them at. It's in this sheet. Face down, right side down. And then we're going to do our seam. And you know, if you didn't want to iron every time, you could just kind of hold this down. I cut mine really close here. If yours is doing the same thing, where it's not even hardly catching that, or maybe not even catching it, it's okay. Don't panic, because it's going to give you a cut line that's inside here anyway. In the end, it's going to give you a cut line. You can see it's totally missing mine, but that's okay. Cut your pieces a little bigger. I must have cut that wrong, or I put down the wrong measurement. I hope I didn't. I hope I just cut it wrong. But yeah, measure it for yourself. I think they're supposed to be 5 by 5. I don't know. Maybe I was just being cheap and I thought, oh, I can get away with 4.5. Okay, what's next? Okay, we did that. It wants us to trim around it. I don't trim around it. We'll be doing that in the end. Now it wants a placement stitch for a little square here in the middle. Then we're going to tuck it down. And this is going to be like almost all the way covered with stitching, so there's no need to worry about direction if you have directional fabric. Then we are going to want to trim around this one. Okay.
Are these all no-nos too? Some of these are the nose. Which one are you thinking? The best nose factors. I look in there. And then the flower. The flower one I can't give you.
All right. Get that.
I'm like, I always look back here and you always look at you don't even know.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
What's next? Bet we need a color. We do. This is step 12 on my sheet. Whoa, my camera fell. Not the one you were looking at. Thank goodness. Okay. Step 12, I want Exquisite 992. I think that's this dark green I have in here. Yes, it's this color here. Okay, Exquisite 992. Kind of a nice green. Go. Now these are kind of long stitch outs. This one says it's 16 minutes for this green. It's going to do that checkerboard. Reminds me of the Purina symbol. Purina cat food symbol. While this is stitching out, I'll go grab some earrings, some of the samples that we'll be making next week. Let me go do that. You can look at those. They're so pretty. I'll be right back. I'm back. Got some goodies. set up and I'll show you some fun stuff here. So this is next week's class. And some fun with earrings. We're gonna make jewelry with our sewing machines. Oh, go figure. Okay. So these are some of the samples. This is, find where the camera is. There we go. There we go. Can we put some bling on one of them? Can you see that? Look how well you can see that. It's weird that you can't see that. There you go. And we did that with these. Here's a little hot fix tool. Little pin. The tip gets really hot. You pick up your little gem and you just put it on there and it melts the glue that's on these little gems. Now these she got in Amazon. They're hot fix. If you're looking for these, make sure you get hot fix. Little gems. There's all kinds of pretty colors in there, and you can put them on anything. I'm pretty sure you can put them on, clothing. Cuff of a jean or something. I don't know, maybe. And you use this little tool. She does sell this here. I don't know what it's called, but I'm sure if you put hot fix on the website, this will come up. Or gem setter, maybe. I don't know. Something like that. Okay. And then these are the earrings that, these are OESDs. If you buy them on their website, make sure you use their affiliate link. Look at these butterfly wings. I think they're so sweet. And look at these. These, how blinged out these are. Can you tell? Let me bring them up close. See how blinged up they are? Isn't that pretty? So sparkly. I have a hard time with this camera. Oh, isn't that pretty? So there's those. And there's these. And this is just 4 of them. I think there's like 9 or 12 different earrings. Aren't they pretty? And you don't have to use them as earrings. You could actually make these and sew them on something. Just hand sew, stitch quickly around. They'll fix them to anything. But if you want to make earrings, she has the finding kit. This is also the sold here at A1. These are the little hoops that go in your ears. So these are on the website. And this is actually OESD too. These are little trays that you can make in the hoop. It's all in the hoop. You add the snaps, but other than that, it's all in the hoop. This is also on the OESD website. Could be on A1, I don't know. But if you get it through OESD, go to A1 first. Go to the A1 website first. Click on affiliate links, and it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it helps out the shop. Aren't these fun? And just think of all the colors you could do, because you're in control of all the colors. guys think? So yeah, Amazon. And these are all here at A1. And we'll make those next week on the 8th. Oops. So there's a little preview. So let's take a look. Okay, step 13. And what color did I use for that? Exquisite 628. Let's see, 628. It's this tan color. That'll be our next color. Next color. How's everybody doing? I know these are long stitch outs. I really appreciate you sticking with me. Thank you. Thanks, Sylvia. Thanks for hanging in there. I appreciate you. They're fun to watch stitch out. They look like little quilt blocks. I wish actual quilt blocks were this easy. How many quilters do I have in here? Wish I could get my points just perfect like that in my quilts. Rarely happens. Watching it too, Sylvia. When I'm at home, I always have somebody in the background stitching. Stitching along with me. That elusive perfect point, yeah. Maybe that can be the subject of the next quilt talk that they have. How to achieve perfect points. There's got to be a secret, right? Okay, our next color is this brown. It's a little darker brown than what we have in there right now. Okay. love this color. Our next color is this pretty pink, rosy pink. It's ES Exquisite 321. It's going to be our next color. It's going to do these little squares in here with little flowers. Right. Oh. I thought it was done and I cut it. Okay, now it's done. It made the little jingle. Okay, and our pretty rose pink. We're almost done. These stitches or stitch outs are a little shorter. little closer. our last color here for this is going to be the Exquisite 1240, 1240, pretty red for the center. And it's going to make a little flower in the center. There we go. Get my cutting station ready. Aren't they beautiful, Kathy? They really are. And you know, I look at these sashing blocks and I think there's so many other things we could do with them too. You could make one of these little blocks, you know, a coaster. Or make a mug rug out of the whole thing. I think they're gorgeous. So fun to watch stitch out. Okay, this last little stitch out is just the, it's going to go around the perimeter here where they want you to cut. So I'm going to leave this red in because I'll be able to see that really well. Okay. And we're all done. Let's move to our cutting station. So I was going to show you at the end of each block here, they have the cutting instructions for both sizes. So that's the 8 by 12 And the other one, I don't know. So they have, yeah, and that one's for, that. They have both sizes. So they have the wall quilt and the lap quilt. So we're doing the lap quilt. So we need to cut this to 4 1/4 by 9 1/2. And I'm gonna take it out of the hoop here. Because I'm pretty sure if we measure on this line that it stitched out, the very last line, that's going to be 4 1/4 by 9 1/2. Let me get my ruler. Hold on. Here we go. Oops. So if I kind of see what I'm doing, so I'm just going to measure this line it's stitched out. And that's pretty much 9 1/2. And that's 4 1/2. 4 1/4, 9 1/2. So I guess we gotta cut it. Let me. I want a different ruler though. Let's see, we gotta measure. I'll just grab this one here. Okay, so we're gonna go. Let's do 4 1/4 first. So, let's see, here we go. 4 1/4, which is right here. Get my rotary cutter. I gotta move that camera a little bit. There we go. We are pretty much cutting right on that line that it's stitched out. Let me just make sure. Okay, so I'm going to get all this out of the way. Okay. So yeah, we're at 9 1/2. Yeah, it's 4 1/2. And that's 4 1/2. So I'm going to take 1/8 off of each side here to get 4 1/4. 1/8 here and 1/8 there. And that should give me 4 1/4. Let's see. Yep. There we go. Isn't it cute? So we have our house, and we have one of our sashing. Your homework is to do the other sashing. This one is unit number 8, and Is it number 8? Yeah. So sashing unit number 7 is the one you'll have to do on your own, but that one's even simpler. It doesn't have a little patch in there, so you guys should be fine. All right. Well, I really appreciate all of you that stuck with me here. They're so fun to make, and they're so pretty when they're done. And that's block number 4. Next month, it'll be block number 5. What are we doing next? Let's look. Where's my book? Here we go. What's the next house? Let's look. The next house is the Flag House. Oh, how perfect, right? 4th of July coming up. We're going to be doing the Flag House next month. Yeah, so the end of May. We'll get that scheduled here pretty quick. I'll get the cutting instructions out for you, and we'll get that one done too. Okay, guys. I'm not sure how to sign off here.
This one is not priced, but I know the pricing has not changed, and so I can look
I might have to go ask. This is a whole new dealio.
for that, and we can go from there.
And I don't want to mess anything up. So I'm going to go ask. How we quit the live, and then we'll sign off.
Yes. Okay, so what's your number, Gina? Okay, 9937, and you're right, okay. Oh, okay, okay. Alrighty. Let me find out from G exactly what's going on, and if that's been sent out or whatever, and also I need to get your price. And I'll find out what the pricing is for that. And,
Okay, got the reinforcements.
Okay, so I think, are you off of YouTube?
No, we're still live.
So,
This is Michelle. Say hi, Michelle.
hi, Michelle.
Is
I think, can you do it there?
that what we do? Well, okay, bye.
And bye. End stream.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Boof.